Well, we're continuously faced with a bizarre behavior that is deeply and collectively embedded in the subconscious mind of man, and I'm not even sure if God himself can remove it. We've got some hate groups out there that are attacking the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees, for his perspective and point of view of traditional marriage. Now, focus on the family. Focus on the family. Of course, I like to say focus on y'all. But focus on the family is the one who coined that term, James Dobson, traditional marriage. And of course, America, or its so-called Christian society, says that traditional marriage is between one man, one woman. Now, I can't find that nowhere in the whole of the Bible. I literally can't find it nowhere in there. And I am a student of the Word. And I know exactly what the scriptures say concerning marriage. But let's go ahead and play this game. So you got groups out there like alternative sexual groups that are attacking vehemently anyone who states any type of what we would call morality or traditional morality. There's been morality over the past, let's say, I don't know, 200 years since the inception of this country. And we're watching things quickly go from bad to worse. We're watching things that we used to call absolutes being thrown right out of the window. There's no such thing as absolute right, absolute wrong. It's all about how people feel and their emotional state. And we're getting into some pretty bad areas when we have to go on feelings and emotions, because those things are subject to change at any given time. And feelings and emotions is just simply not facts. And if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. We may all be entitled to our own opinion, but we definitely not entitled to our own facts. As a matter of fact, coming up in Richmond, Virginia, I'm going to be debating a guy by the name of Richardson Kelly. Going to help put him on a map in reference to biblical marriage. You may want to stay tuned because I'm going to be putting that out. It ought to be an interesting debate, very interesting debate, because we got a lot of people that really truly assume. Now, mind you, we're talking about people who use the scriptures as an authority. We're going to find out who's right. Somebody's right, somebody's wrong. I know who the burden of proof lies with. The burden of proof lies with one who lays the charges. So we're going to find out who's right and who's wrong. Of course, I always believe that my position and perspective is right because I believe that the book is right. But when you live in a world that has a sexual revolution, and I'm going to preface this video right here with the 90% divorce rate. Let me say it this way. Did you all know that 90% of divorces in this country is initiated by the woman? That's fact. If you don't believe me, go research it. Did you also know that 80% of divorces, the man is the one that has to end up paying child support and spousal support? That's a fact. So divorce is a very lucrative business for a woman in a monogamous society that actually promotes divorce. And so people are touting this one man, one woman. They really, truly don't comprehend and understand what we're up against in this world and this society we're dealing with. They don't get it. They really, truly don't get it. Many people don't know that they're being fleeced, raped, and used by the very system, i.e. the state. And I stay on this stuff all the time trying to educate people. And it seems like nobody really, truly wants to hear what I have to say, but maybe a very few people. After all, it's very few righteous people. And also, did you know that women lose interest in a relationship a hell of a lot faster than a man does because she gets bored? And that also speaks to the sexual promiscuous or the promiscuity. And it's also extremely hard for a woman to pair bond with a man if she has had multiple consorts. Now, I'm not saying that cannot change, because it can change. I'm not saying that a man cannot wife a woman up, because he can, depending on how righteous her spirit is. But I'm going to tell you right now, have good fortune trying to find a righteous woman in this world right now. If in the book you can only find one man amongst 1,000 and a woman you find not, that means one woman out of 7 billion people, 7.5 billion people, you can't find it. Now, mind you, I understand that many of you are going to take me on the chin for quoting what the Bible has to say because you don't care what it has to say, but you tell me what the source of truth is. Is it your opinion, or is it those scriptures that has withstood the test of time? Is it those scriptures that's been around for over 2,000 years, at least in our hands, has a 5,000-year-old Old Testament history, has a 60 to 90-year New Testament history? Should I trust in your opinion and what you say, or should I trust in that book of what it says? Because, I mean, after all, it's the best-selling, the longest-living book, and the most hated book that has ever been. I don't know, you tell me. But I'm saying that with some real true deliverance, that any man or woman can actually be made to be people of that book and be righteous. But don't sit up and try to tell me that we got a system now that's trying to attack a marriage between one man and one woman. You know, I often said it. If homosexuality and these alternative lifestyles, if they're so right, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is take all the lesbians and put them on an island and give them everything they need. Put them on an island. Let's see how they all do after about 7 years. And take all the homosexual men and put them on an island. And let's see how they do after about 70 years. Let's do that. Do that. Let's see what happens. One thing you're going to find out, that neither side is going to be able to produce children. Because these people with these alternative lifestyles, I often use the word predators, they need children born from traditional families in order to keep up the barrage of influence, their nature to try to turn people towards their way and their perspective and their point of view. Sure do. Because between themselves, they can't do it. Can't be done. But I tell you what a world we live in. So I had 2 digressions right here this morning. Thoughts that are just inside of my head right here, because I'm a thinking man. I think all of the time. Because that probably could be, I don't know, that could be part of the problem too, man. I don't know. You know, people levy all kind of charges against old Pastor Dowell over here, but that's okay. But anyway, you may want to consider going over and looking into the descriptions of my previous videos and going down to Patreon. And may want to consider joining up and being a patron and really learning some more stuff on a deeper level that I dare not share over here on YouTube for being banned, blocked, surveillance, tagged, threatened, all kinds of stuff, okay? So anyway, pay attention to what I'm saying, because I'm telling you the truth. I'm one of the last baskets of truth in this country right here that can recognize truth from error. Y'all be encouraged.